called The Juice Show. So we are definitely excited to see you here today on this sensational Sunday. We got a special guest. I can't wait to introduce that person, but we are definitely glad you are here. So we would love to know who is out there supporting us as always, letting us know that you are chiming in and hearing who our special guest is in regards to finances or real estate. I mean, every single day we have to deal with finances. So you never know what tips and tricks we are sharing to let you know about how to deal with them and save you money. And if you're ever interested in about real estate, hey, this is the hottest podcast to come to and find out about it. So let us know who's out there. Just go ahead and put in the chat where you're chiming in from. We'd love to shout you out. And as you can see in our background, we definitely have a video that shares across the nation of who is investing in real estate, and they are just proud. I mean, any given time, any given day, you can always invest and generate income, whether it's long term, short term, whatever you are looking for. So thank you for jumping on today. We are glad you are here. And the other thing I wanted to share was we always sometimes get people that are in business, and we welcome everyone all around in business, but we want to make sure that we give respect to the speaker. So please do not advertise or put in your business name or phone number, because we want to give much respect to the speaker for being here today and sharing their story and their journey of how they came to be and what they plan on doing in the future and what they would love to leave with us in regards to their sharing of knowledge. So go ahead, everybody, and put in the chat where you were chiming in from. Would love to know, because of the simple fact that we appreciate the people that show up and show out. I mean, think about it. It's on a Sunday morning, and some of you are in different time zones. So we appreciate and respect your time. So go ahead and put in the chat where you're chiming in from so I can go ahead and shout you out. Wow, look at that. Good morning, ATL, joining from Nashville. Oh, good morning, all. Joining from Nashville, Tennessee. Welcome, Valerie. So glad you are here. Who else is out there? While we are welcoming everyone, we're going to go ahead and share our video that is our own special video of showing who behind the scenes. We got a lot of people behind the scenes. You just don't see them, you might not hear them, but they are definitely talented. And so we always want to showcase their work as well. The other thing we want to do is give props to the fact of, hey, there's our video. So go ahead and feel welcome to go ahead and dance along to the music. It is so inspirational. I kid you not. Yes, how far will you go to get the juice? Absolutely. Oh my goodness. We definitely love that video. And I tell you, we have some talented people. So before I introduce our special guest, I definitely want to shout out to the entrepreneur mindset that came up with this hottest podcast around. And the simple fact that they are just visionaries seeing forward. So without further ado, let me introduce to you. We have Jerry, we have James, we have Bobby, we also have Taretha, we have Chauncey Gray, we also have myself as well as part of this podcast that we love to bring to you every single Sunday. So let's get this party started, everybody. Oh my goodness. Wow. I am so excited to introduce this person. So, what I want to do is I want to say it is my honor to introduce a truly exceptional individual, a powerhouse in both business and ministry. As a full time business owner and a ministry of Gospel of Jesus Christ, and a successful real estate investor, she embodies a rare combination of entrepreneurial spirit and spiritual leadership. With over 30 years of experience in the banking and finance industry, she has built an impressive career grounded in wisdom, dedication, and a deep understanding of the financial world. Her expertise goes far beyond numbers. She is passionate about helping others succeed, whether through her work in business, ministry, or real estate. She is a natural problem solver and a solution provider who consistently empowers those around her. She is also a highly skilled leader, known for her abilities to inspire and build strong, unified teams. She uses her vast knowledge to offer guidance and mentorship to those seeking and grow in their personal and professional lives. Above all, her heart for service and people shines through in everything she does. So please join me in welcoming this remarkable individual, a woman who impacts and is felt wide and far across the ocean. Without further ado, put your hands together, and her name is Depe Olejide. Welcome. We are so glad you are here today. Depe, where are you, lady friend? We are so glad to have you here today on this show. We are definitely happy that you are able to share your time with us.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes,
As always, we love to have technical difficulties, and that is no problem. We will definitely have her back on camera in just a moment. So, before we get started, the individual that we have just introduced, we have been wanting to get her on for since last year. She is such a busy person. To get her on here is unbelievable. The different things that she is doing, I mean, in real estate is just unbelievable. And also from where she is from is unbelievable. To be able to come to this country and to do what she has done as a woman, as a Black woman, is just a beyond the measurements that we can ever believe. And the fact that she wants to give back and share. I mean, sometimes we get people that will definitely become an entrepreneur. They will start to build their business, they will start to grow, but sometimes they don't want to share. And there's nothing wrong with that. No, we're not going to knock people that don't want to share, but it just gives back. I mean, if you're giving back, you're going to get more in return. And so that's what we have found with Depe, that she has not only built beyond what she wanted to do, but she is also sharing how she is going about building it. And she has no problem in asking questions and also thinking, hey, what can I do to move forward? And because there's so many vast of where ways in real estate, she's willing to jump in all kinds of areas of real estate and just help it grow like crazy. So her interest never ends. And that's a wonderful thing to have. And to be able to be teachable and coachable as well. To be able to say, hey, I want to do this now because I can, because I want to help people. We are definitely glad to be able to say yes, definitely be able to share. So the other thing I wanted to say was feel free to ask questions. Please go ahead and put them in the chat if you have any questions. And as well as you will able, if we're not able to, articulate or clarify, we'll ask you to come off of mute. But other than that, feel free. So without further ado, Depe, are you able? There, you're muted right now. Can can go ahead? Are we able to hear you?
Hi, can you guys hear?
There you go. So everybody, I've already introduced Depe. So yes, round of applause. Go right ahead, Depe. This is your moment. Take it away, guys.
Welcome back, Depe.
Sorry about that.
No
Hi,
worries.
good morning, everyone. My name is Depe Olajide. Thank you, Lashan, for that wonderful introduction. And thank you for having me on this powerful show. Um, yeah, so my
Nice,
name, I'm
nice.
Depe Olajide. I've done 30 years in banking. I started real estate passively around about 2008 in Lagos, Nigeria. And then I came over to the States, and a friend of mine introduced me to a wonderful program. I obliged her, and I was there, and I'm like, wow, I don't live here now.
So wait, Depe, hold on.
Yeah.
So you were born and raised in Nigeria, correct?
Lagos, Nigeria. Well, not
So
Nigeria, actually. Nigeria.
okay. And so when did you actually come to the States? Like what was that first transition from Nigeria to the States?
I moved here during COVID, March of 20, first week of March 2020.
Okay. All right. And so where did you actually move to? Where did you go in the States?
Oh, I moved to Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. Okay. All right. So you started your journey in Austin, Texas. And what was that experience of meeting this community? How did that come about? You was at the coffee shop and you met someone. How did you meet this community?
Okay, so a year before, I'd come on my yearly vacation with my, to check my sons. One of them was in Atlanta at the time, and I have a friend, Dieko. Dieko, it was has been a part of this community for a while, and
Yes.
she just said the only way she could spend time really with me was I spending the day with her doing her work. And at the close of that day, she was like, we're having like you checking out houses, throughout the day, literally from 10 a.m. to like 5 p.m. I was like, okay, we're having brunch at 5:30. And after brunch, she says, or dinner really, but it was actually our first meal. She's like, okay, you can go home or you can join me for a meeting. What are you doing? I think you should come for this meeting. And so I joined her for the meeting, which was an in-person introduction. I forget
Mhm.
who was presenting, but it was in Atlanta. And I'm like, wow. So she asked me, how did this go? I'm like, well, I don't live in the country right now, but if I do live in this country, this is what I'll be doing. I'll join your community. So you see, you have to be careful what you say with your words because I said that, and here I am 6 years after.
Wow. Okay. All right. And so what kind of because I hear you say you've done 30 years in banking and financing. Do you feel like that prepared you for the real estate journey?
Yes, yes, I believe everything we do is a preparation for tomorrow. It's a journey. So while in banking, I helped a lot of entrepreneurs start from zero to like billions. I saw it right before my face, something jumping up from a Microsoft Excel book or from a feasibility study book to reality, to actually cash flow and millions or being around the country in different continents. So I knew it was possible. I sat down with businessmen and helped them to realize. So I knew it was possible if I could do the work. So that prepared me a lot. It was a lot of training. It was a lot of exposure to different industries and challenges.
Of course, of course. Challenges come with it, you know. So that's the other side of it. So when you were back in Nigeria, what type of traditions or things you were taught from like your father and your grandmother growing up that stick with you today?
Okay, I grew up on an academic campus in a village in Nigeria, Ile-Ife. Actually, that's where I was born before I moved to Lagos. And it was just the campus I was exposed to. So there wasn't much going on there. So my dad used to just tell us, these books will do you a lot of good. And I would enter different worlds reading books. I enter the minds of many people reading books. I understood the philosophies of a lot of people just reading books. So books was something that I really, really picked up from an early age. I just used to read. And then my grandma, that's my paternal grandma of blessed memory, you know, a Baptist missionary, she will sit down and, make me read the Bible, recite the Bible, she'll make me just go through the Bible, and she'll tell me stories of her entrepreneurial world, how she started institutes of training for women, how she helped women to do this, to do that. She was also a successful politician. So that kind of, drew me to helping people, being an impact. So that was those two people. And that, yeah, a lot of people have helped me along the way, but those two things, put my mind on helping people, helping women, and the love for reading was from my dad.
Nice. So that's where you kind of developed the love for helping people, and then you always big on reading. Like you said, you was able to enter people's mind through just reading those books. I like how you said that. So now, when you got older, did you what type of did you go through schooling or anything? Take up any classes or got any degrees, certifications?
Well, in my world, you had to read because I was surrounded. I grew up in an academic environment. I guess you just don't have any option. So at the age of, I finished high school quite early though. I couldn't finish high school at 14. My dad made me sit at home for 1 year before going to the university. I studied economics. I have a BS in economics. I finished at 19, and then I started working. During my banking career, I applied to the Robert Gordon University in Scotland, and I obtained a master's in business admin in oil and gas management. At the time, my clientele were made up of um, oil and gas companies, international, local, and so I really wanted to know how the oil and gas industry worked. So I did that, and then I also qualified as a chartered accountant in Nigeria, what you would call a CPA here, or it's just a certified accountant. Never really practiced as an accountant, but I had the certificate, and that's it.
Okay. All right. So that is very interesting. And what I was while you were speaking, question came to me as far as how, so I take it English is your second language or third language. So how many languages do you speak, and how was the barrier to learn English difficult for you, or how was that? How do you work that into your vocabulary? Was that something taught or?
Okay, so my first 3 years was actually in America. So English was actually my first
Um,
language. But then
okay.
Nigeria, the lingua franca is English because it's made up of like 400 tribes. So and we were under the British colonies. So an average Nigerian speaks English because that's how we're taught in school. So I speak two languages. I speak English, and I speak what we call Yoruba, which is my parents, where my parents and our tribe in Nigeria. So yeah, in Nigeria, we all speak English because that's our adopted lingua franca.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Okay, thank you for sharing that. Okay, so when you came across this community, your first impressions, and were you excited about real estate investing? Is this something that you thought of previous, or is this something that just since being in financial, you mentioned that you did see like almost billions of dollars from other transactions from people in real estate investing, correct? So, how was your transition into real estate as far as, was it something difficult? Did you start off knowing what kind of properties you wanted to look for?
Thank you for that. When I was introduced to the community, I was still banking and I was still living in Nigeria. I was on holiday. By the time I got back to Nigeria, I got tired of just doing the same thing. I titled this Fear to Freedom, you know, and all my life, people can't relate to this, but that's the truth. All my life, there was just this deep fear of saying the right thing, fear of doing a transaction, fear of starting. There was just so much anxiety, which was one of the reasons why I left banking. I was like, okay, I'm done here. I've done 30 years. I want to go out and do something else. Coming to the USA, joining this community, um, what I liked was the education. Like I told you, I love to read. I like to go into, so I had all this, but what helped me to start was that there were so many coaches. I could log into I was always logging into something like twice a day to, be a part of what they're telling us, the nitty-gritty of starting. And did I exactly know what I wanted to do? No, but I knew that I wanted to do real estate. And while on one of the calls, someone said, short-term rental is the new wholesaling. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. So I started with short-term rental. And I also, a friend of mine also was talking about new construction. That sounded interesting too, because I felt, okay, how many short-term rentals am I going to do to get to where I'm going? And I'm like, okay, I like adventure. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that. So because of that, I was able to start because of the different classes being in the community. There was always somebody to ask about something. I was in Austin. We had like a number of people doing real estate there. There was somebody that was happy to pick up my call, answer a question, follow me to see something, help me to analyze. So so the fear was when I'm not doing anything. But when I came out in performance and I'm taking action or making a phone call, the fear just disappeared. So that way, the community helped me immensely.
Beautiful, beautiful. You said the fear just disappeared. I love it.
Fear to freedom. That's what this is. Fear to freedom. So like this is amazing. So you are from Nigeria, right? And Bob, I'm just kind of following up on Bobby's question because he had mentioned was English your first language. The last two shows ago, we had another Nigerian brother on, and he said that his first language was English, and it took him a minute going back home to really learn his native language because there's so many different native languages there, right? So it's funny to hear that again. No, English is our first language. We had to learn our native language, so that's really kind of intriguing, right? What would you say the what in your world was like some challenges you faced as being a woman in business and in real estate?
Somebody asked me that question at my property tour yesterday, and I'm just going to answer it the way that I answered it. And well, I've never seen a difference between being a woman and a man because I did 30 years in the world of men. I've never seen anybody treat, or I don't notice, maybe that's the word. I've never noticed anybody treating me as a woman or as or somebody of color or anything. I just go there, ask what I want. And if they do have an attitude, I didn't see it. I don't notice it. So I really can't say that I faced any challenges being a woman. One of the challenges I really actually had starting was raising money for my new construction. I was coming in new. Of course, credit history was something, or credit score was something that was, a shock to me. I mean, if you say shock, it was shock. I'm like, I have money in the bank. What's wrong with you? I have this, I have that. Why can't I just pay the down payment and move on with my life? And so when I was going to take on my new construction, the everything possible was negative, negative, negative. So at the last point, the guy actually asked me to get my builder to guarantee me. And I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way. Anyways, on one of those days, I remember very early in the morning, I got a clear no. It was one more no from too many people. And as I was going on to my walk, I normally go on a prayer walk every morning, and I'm like, you've helped so many people overcome no's, and you're going to take one for yourself. So I picked up the phone, I called this lender, and I said to him, I said, you know what? Tell me what your risk is, and I'll demitigate it. Banking is about risk and mitigant. What you're doing is what I did all my life. You tell me, or you get me a meeting with your boss, and I'll explain my vision. And so I took about 2, 3 minutes telling him there are 4 risks, and these are the mitigants. Tell me what your problem is, and I'll give you a solution. And when I finished, he said to me, can you put this on paper? And I said, why not? I went back to my desk, did him a 1-pager, and that day I got a loan for $1.6 million.
Mm.
Crush it.
So that's a
Crush it.
challenge I can relate to it, not the one with a woman.
Oh,
Wow.
man, I'm glad to hear that. So how do you empower other women to succeed? Like what is some things that you in your leadership role, right? Some of the rewarding parts of being a woman, right? How do you empower other women to kind of take that same path?
Well, what I did, I'm doing 2 things, and I'm hoping to perfect it as I go along. For my 50th birthday, I started an NGO, and I empowered back home, and I empowered 100 women to either start their business or to help them, get some more capital. I was going on with there's this philosophy that poor women don't they don't default. I forgot, Gramins the man's name is Gramins, and I wanted to test out that. So there was 100 women back home I empowered, and today all of them paid back. That's something I want to continue to do. Now, what I do now is there's a couple of women around America. We meet on Sundays for like 30 minutes. They come up with their prayer points. I pray with them. They come up with their problems. I offer them my own experiences that they can learn from something that I've done. And I also showcase as many times as opportunities present itself. Come see my property. I do property tours from time to time, and then I've invited everybody that I know to this community. So now I'm on the referral stage. You're at the point where you've sent the text message to everybody on your phone. So now you need referrals or new, points of contacts. So that's how I tell people. Then people just walk up to me and ask me, what do you do? And I take the time to tell them this is what I do.
Look, always willing to share with others. Even when you was getting on here, he's like, "Hey, how do I share this with my people? Like, how do I get other people on?" It was like right at the last minute we had to start the show. You was always thinking about other people, so we love that spirit. What is something like you like to as far as like give back? No, let's say this. What do you see like your family legacy being like?
Empowerment. I like people to, I like to start, I like to, have like a structured, continuous institute to empower people to take charge of their lives, to live a financially free life, to be what God has called them to be, to know that fear is just part of life. It's not, you feeling it. It's like everyone, but you just get up, face the fear, look at it, and walk past it. Because even if you overcome it in this particular area, something else is going to show up tomorrow. Look at it, engage with it, walk past it, because it's always going to be there. Something will tell you you can't do it. Something will tell you you'll fail. So you'll be overwhelmed, you'll be overworked. But then joy always comes in the morning. The next day, you get new strength, new joy, new vision, and you get going. So that's my legacy. My legacy is empowerment, freedom from fear. Live your best life. Your best life. Because life in itself is a gift.
Man, that just inspired me, and I love the way how you speak so calmly and but powerfully. Like you can feel it through the screen, like how you speak. Like you can, I see yourself even being like a big speaker on stage of women empowerment or just anybody empowerment, men or women, children, teenagers, whatever. I see you empowering people across the globe.
Amen to that.
Oh yeah. So what do you like to do for fun? Because I hear you're a director, and I know maybe traveling is one of them. But tell us what does Depe do for fun? Because all this work has to lead to something.
Okay, so my number one fun thing is my workout. So one day, and I'll tell you, so I said I was talking to someone, I was actually in Switzerland, and I'm like, I'm planning my next holiday, but it has to have something that has to do with, exercising and everything. And she introduced me to the world of health farms. So I love two things. I love traveling and I love workout. So anything that can incorporate those two, you got me. So I've traveled and I love traveling. And I love, going to different farms. When I say farms, health institutes where you just do, everybody is all about exercising, learning new things, and all that. So that's me. Um, I love to travel.
I can tell you lit up with that question. Yeah.
And I do travel. So I love to do it and I do it.
But tell people where you've been so far. I'm sure you've been in a lot of places.
I've been to Switzerland. I've been to London a couple of places, a couple of times. Actually, a lot of times. I've been to Italy, Venice. I've been to Dubai. I've been to China, Shanghai. I've been to Hong Kong. Um, I don't know. I've been to Cape Town. I've been to Joburg. I've been to I've been to Cancun. I've been to Punta Cana, thanks to this community. The first time I went to the community, the second time I told a friend of mine, we've got to go together. So she was visiting from London, so we went together. So then I went to Punta Cana with, so yeah, I've been to Croatia. Um, I've been to Paris a number of times. Yeah.
Man, I want to join that group. I want to be in your travels group. When you put that travel club together, join. I want to join. But what she mentioned today, guys, too, is that within our real estate community, we travel together once a year. Is that what you're saying? That we actually go travel different places, exotic places?
And that was amazing. I mentioned to you that I love my traveling, having to do just having an element of working out. So traveling with my real estate friends in Cancun was amazing. And the part that I liked the most was after all the conferences, the talk, the dinner, then you walk out from your room and you see people in different clusters coming up with deals. And I actually got one of my deals funded from one of those, meetings after meetings, and I'm like, this is amazing. It's like a page or a script out of a movie. So yeah, that is something that I so love about this community. And I'm like, anytime we're doing something like that, I'm gonna be on that list. I'm traveling with my friends, my real estate friends.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And no, I get excited. I haven't been in a leaders retreat, but we've been to Utah a few times, and because of that, to Colorado. And just letting people know that's new on here or first time watching or haven't caught up yet. Um, the thing is, this is countrywide real estate community, and there's always boots on the ground, and everybody's learning how to do real estate across the country. So it's nice that you can reach out to somebody in a part that you haven't learned or been, and connect with them and see how their market is if you decide to do some real estate there. So that's real beautiful. So I'm excited. That's great. So what also perked my ears up from a couple questions ago when you were on the phone and you said how you went through that checklist of things as being in the uh financial world that you're in, and that you got 1.6 million from the construction for new construction that you've done. That's real impressive. So what did you build with that 1.6 million? How'd that real estate transaction go for you?
Okay. So it's it's four construction units, single family homes, 10 minutes from downtown. So two completed, they'll be listed on Wednesday. Then I have two that in the works. We're planning to get them out by May in time for people to shop in summer. So it's been a successful journey in a new world, real estate, new country, new people. I have quite a number of things that I had to overcome. But the good thing is that we are at the finished end. I wanted to do something different. And like I said, real estate presented that. So I found this plot of land, 10 minutes to downtown. You can't miss it. At the time I purchased it, people were, and still it's happening. People are coming in from New York, from California, looking for investments, opportunities in Austin. At the time, the returns were crazy. People were doubling their returns, 50%, 20%, and all that. Yeah. So I'm happy at what I finished with. I'm happy at what people say when they see it. It helped me to exercise some muscles that are there that I've never really exercised before. If you ask me if I'm a creative person, I'll tell you forget about it. But when people ask me who did the interiors, and I'm like, I came up with it, like, what? So yeah. So it's just a totally new world. I'm excited on who I'm becoming because I'm in the process. And I like the fact that I was able to look at those fears and overcome it. My message to anyone is don't play small. And that's what this real estate did for me. Don't play small. Go all in. You're in touch with people. They want to get into the community. You want to make $2 million. You want to do a $1.6 million project, but you're not comfortable spending $2,000 on yourself. You're not comfortable spending 20,000. You're not even comfortable leaving 1 hour a day to sit down and be mentored. You got to go all in, you know. So the only way I could address the giants was because I was all in. I'd given all that I had. So I didn't know why they wouldn't take on me. I was like the perfect investor they were looking for in my mind. So that was what that project was. It was a journey of finding a good partner. When I say partners, I mean stakeholders like general contractors, architects, surveyors, builders. You interact with all kinds of personalities. I think that was my greatest challenge, you know. But then we are here today, and I'm still learning. I don't see myself have arrived. I'm reading a book now. 10x is easier than 10x is easier than 2x. So I'm looking at how I'm going to 10x this 1.6. So that's me. Yeah.
Nice. So it doesn't sound like this was some type of rags to riches story. It sounds like this was you building your way out of your situations, right? So I want to ask you, what before we go into the classes that help you realize, hey, this kind of real estate I want to do, what's the one habit you wish you had started earlier?
Investing. Investing.
Okay. All right.
And I'll tell you why I said that. Being a banker, a mother of 3 children, a director. All my, when my kids were babies and they didn't even understand what was Disney World, I'll put all my monies in that, and we have to, traveling was just something I had to do with them. I mean, sometimes I look back and like, all those monies could probably have bought you a house in Florida, every year and all that. So setting money aside and investing, it's never too late or too early to start. And looking at that money, or that, just creating a habit of investing. The good thing is that when I started, I started, but if I'd started earlier, I can't imagine what that would have done to me. So getting yourself out of a consumer mindset of just consuming everything you have, putting something aside. And if you don't even have that, you can put your time aside. Investments can be in any area: mentorship, timing, learning, being with the right people, having the right relationships. These are all things that you can invest in.
Nice. So right now, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to bring up the classes that you chose, right? And can you share with us why you chose these classes and why were they significant in your work? Okay. Right.
Okay. Tax and legal is my favorite. And I don't know how many times I've listened to it. This class tells you how to, it's not only about taxes, it tells you how to set up your company, who you want to be on your business advisement board, and then the cream, the icing on the cake is the taxes. But really, it tells you what to do and what to look out for. And that's the reason why I love tax and legal, setting up, your organization, and how to even set up your banking records, and just set you up for success. So this is so foundational. One of the things that he also did is that I'm talking to people and they say, hang on 1 second, how many years did you say you've been in this country? And I go, oh, 1 year. And you know all this? So to the point that I spoke to, I met someone who's actually a partner in a top three tax company in this country. I don't want to mention his name. And when we finished,
you can mention his name. It's okay.
So he goes, tell me again, when did you say you came to this country? I told him. The next thing is, he said, I'm going to ask my wife to call you. I had a conversation with his wife. Today, the wife is part of the community. Even though the husband is a tax expert. And I wasn't out to tell him about the community. I was just talking, but the verbiage, the language that was provided to me via tax and legal made him see the quality of the knowledge that I had. So tax and legal, I believe, is absolutely for everyone. Whether you're doing business or not, you need tax and legal for your life. So that's one. The real estate, red flags, creative acquisitions, all the courses by Chris Alban is just amazing, because I really got the flow of, on one of the meeting or one of the classes, I'd gone through several realtors trying to get a house for my real estate in San Antonio. And then one day, after listening to him again, he went over the list and he mentioned Craigslist, Facebook. You can get real estate anywhere. So I'm like, okay, I do a post on Facebook. I try to do a Facebook on Facebook every day at the time. So I said, you know what I'll do is I spend some minutes on Facebook looking for houses or Craigslist before. And then I went on Craigslist. And whether you like it or not, that's where I found the first house that I got for my real estate, for my rental business, right on Craigslist, listening to Chris Albin, and it was, I mean, it appraised immediately $70,000 more than I got it for.
Nice.
Then foreclosures, I've not yet executed, but I'm still getting the knowledge. I've called up quite a number of people. I'm in the process. And I know one day not one day, very soon, I'm going to have a success to present to you on foreclosures. But those two, in tax and legal, I've helped people save tens of thousands in taxes, paid off their home or their debts, their school debts, their credit card debts, just talking to me. And I'm like, good, listen to tech, tax and legal. So those are the three absolutely courses. All of the courses are good. Excellent.
Nice.
I just
Nice.
I just needed to choose three. So
You can only choose three, right? So it's hard to do, right? So I just want to say to that point, these two instructors, Mark Kohler and Chris Albin, the students that we have had on here that have been taking these classes, these two are seeming like the favorite instructors across the board, right?
That's so true.
It's just because the things that we have learned from these two individual instructors, man, it's just been so powerful and life-changing in a lot of our lives, right? And so, man, we forever grateful to these guys, right? So now I guess we'll transition real quick to the announcements so that Bobby can go through the announcements and let people know where they can get this same information, right? I'll share real quick. You ready, Bobby?
Ready, bro.
Let's get it.
All right. All right. While that's coming up, make some noise for Depe. She is definitely bringing you the juice. And just her background is inspiring. I can't wait to show my Ma Dukes, get her on here as well, a couple of other people, especially the women and where they came from. She hit on some real strong points. I can't wait to get to others. So, all right, if you are brand new on here, please get out your phone. Please get out your phones. We are going to go through some slides to show you what we have coming up today and also during the week. If you are interested, get with the person who invited you and make sure you ask about what is going on and how you can get to some of these great things where we're getting this information from so you can get connected and start your real estate investing journey. All right. Cool, cool. Today, Sunday, 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern. You want to be right here on the Juice Show, where we will be bringing you different students, their backgrounds, where they started, how they began, what got them into real estate, who they know, where they're at in life, and how inspiring and how important it is for you to get to these things right here, okay? So every Sunday morning, you want to be right here on Sundays. All right, cool, cool. All right, and coming up right after this at 11:30, our man, Mr. Jerry Ruffin, he's going to be doing the introduction, and this is going to show you who we are, where we at, and how you can get involved. All right, this is going to show you how to do a real estate deal. This is going to show you who to call to get millions of dollars. All right, this is just going to be the introduction of the classes of everything that you need to know on how to get involved and how to get started if this is what you want to do. All right. So this is the introduction. They'll be going through who we are, what we do, and how you can get involved and how you can get these classes and what interests you and if this is the right direction that you want to go into for your real estate journey. All right, because it covers everything. All right, so you won't have no problems. Cool, cool. All right, then today at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, we have a property tour. Matter of fact, we have a short-term rental property tour. So if you're interested in short-term rentals, which people like to call Airbnbs, but the correct term for that is short-term rentals, today at 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, we will be one of our students will be showcasing their Airbnb. which is a short-term rental. All right. So if you're interested in that, have the person who invited you get you to this property tour. So they'll be going through the steps, how they found it, how they funded it, how the collaboration works. All right. So if you're interested in collaborating and thinking that you have to do this alone, this isn't a alone thing to do. All right. Real estate investing, all right, it involves relationships, you know. All right. So that's what you want to do. So that's what you want to get connected with, and that's what's going to happen. So they'll be going through the short-term rental, how they found it, how they funded it, what they're going to be making, and how the power of collaboration works for you. All right. Cool, cool. All right. If you're on Facebook, please check us out. Please leave a like, follow, and review for the Juice Show podcast page. I know a lot of people are on Facebook, so make sure if you came in here late or want to see some of our past podcasts, make sure you check us out here on Facebook. All right. So, maybe if you have any suggestions of who you like to see, or anything that you want us to ask, please let us know and we will make that happen. All right. Cool. Next, we have deals of the community. Community. All right. Deals of the community. These are people taking action and making it happen. All right. So if you want to see your name in bright lights, this is where it's at. This is where it's at. So come let us know if what you're doing, and we will put it up here and make sure your name is seen by the community and the people that's joining in on Facebook, on YouTube. All right. And we are expanding. So make sure you check us out. Make sure you tell a friend, never come here alone. And make sure if you are doing something and haven't taken action, make sure you're showing, let us know so we can get your name in bright lights. So if we have any questions, we're gonna get to those in the chat or on Facebook. Please let us know.
Yes, I don't see any questions in the chat on this end. Are there any on Facebook, Jerry?
Nope, we don't have any questions. She's been thoroughly answering all of them really well, right?
That just proves that she's done an excellent job. I hope you can see in the chat, Depe, all the different accolades of just thank you. Appreciate you sharing your knowledge. Your heart is truly in it. It's not just words that you're speaking, and how you're just able to help whoever you come along and meet, and also that you're willing to just keep on growing and learning. It's like, hey, that's interesting. Let me try that. So who knows what is in the store for you? I guess my question that I have is, where do you go from here? What are you looking to do next?
Well, what I want to do next, like I said, seems to want to scare me. So I'm reading a book, 10x is bigger than 2x. So easier than 2x. So I listened to, I forgot the name, but it's a class, one of our classes on, it's commercial real estate. And that's how you work with the owners to develop, get permitting, and all that. So what is coming up in my mind right now is like a 2 acre kind of land, 1 acre to 2 acres. I'm looking at something not too far from what I've done, but this time around, I'm not looking to get loans or anything. I want to partner with the owners. I saw something that has been over 1 year in the market. So I want to just use the lessons I got from commercial real estate. Talk to the owner. You've had it on the market for 1 year. Nobody's buying it. Why don't we go in and do it together? So that's what's coming up in my mind. And of course, my mind is also telling me all the reasons why you can't do that yet. And we're having conversations with ourselves. But I need something like that.
I like how you say, you know what, if it's not been created, why not? And if someone else hasn't done it, then why not me? Why not you? Which is once again a leadership mindset of thinking that if it's not there, I can do it myself. It's just a matter of figuring out how to go about it. So thank you so much for sharing and being on here as well. Go ahead, Jerry.
Hey, so my question, Depe, is right. If you could have dinner with 3 people, dead or alive, who would those 3 people be?
Okay. Okay, you want to answer, help me answer?
Yeah, no, I'm saying if you could have
No,
dinner.
I saw James' hand. So that's why I said,
I
okay.
was one of them. One of your three. Go ahead.
I'll have number one will be Oprah.
Oprah,
Yes. Number two will be Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama,
Yes. Number three will be Hillary.
Hillary Clinton. Oh,
All right.
that is interesting. That is,
I was shocked on the
and it's,
third one. I
and
was
it's
like, oh,
all three women. So,
Yes.
exactly.
all right. All right, fire away,
So,
y'all. Give us
yeah, I was one of your comments. I like you say, even you talking about the book. 10x is easier than 2x, and then you mentioned, go bigger, right? It was so funny because it made me think. Like sometimes I make these claims that, like for example, I'm gonna make millions of dollars in real estate investing. Some people hear that, they will be like, "Oh my God, that sounds unbelievable. You can't do that. Oh, how do you plan on doing that? What's your goal? What's your, then, you got some people who'll be like, who probably made millions, like, that's it. Like, I feel kind of sorry for you. Like that's all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. And that tells you go bigger. Think all, it's easier. Just go bigger. Don't settle for what you believe is only possible. Go beyond that and see what you can do, what you're capable of. You don't know that until you actually test things and actually, but as long as you got the confidence and believe you can do it, and you can do it, and you can do it in real estate investing, it's proven over and over. You've seen so many examples of it. You realize, oh yeah, I can do this as well. So
Yeah, well, thank you for that. But the confidence, like I was reading, comes from doing. When you do something, you get confident you've done it. But like I said, the journey is also there. I don't want anybody that is having all those butterflies to feel, okay, she came with a whole load of confidence from heaven. No, it's something you confront every day. So just like when we started walking, we fell down, we walked, and then we got better than well. The way to walk is put one leg in front of the other. That's how life is. So I'm not this bundle of confidence, no. But once I put on my powder and my dress and I walk out, I look like it. It's a whole load of self-talk, like I told you. This next one I want to do, I have 1,000 reasons why I'm not going to do it, and I have 1,000 reasons why I'm going to do it. So anyone there, don't let anyone tell you can do it. Come out, do it, live your best life, adventure, it's just do it. So you don't need a whole lot of confidence. It's not like, oh, once you do one, fail or succeed, it doesn't really matter. You've done it. Doing it itself is a success and is one way to getting it done. So my message is to those that I don't want to start, just do it. Do something. Do a real estate transaction. Do a short-term rental. Do a wholesale. Do something. And then once you do it, you can always, like David, say, I killed, this, I did that, and I'm going to take the head of this Goliath as well. Just do it. Tell yourself, this month, I'm doing something I've not done before.
yeah, one time I heard that everything is hard. You just got to choose your heart. Everything has some level of difficulties, And so, yeah, shout out to you. And so, what's something that you want people to take away from today's message with Depe before we conclude?
That for me? Yeah, I want everyone that hears this to know that anything is possible. You were created and set up for success. The only thing between you and the next level is you, not the government, not your credit score, not your parents, not your children, not your husband, not your wife, not your job, not your time. The only thing stopping you is you. And the moment you get up to say, I'm ready to start, the whole of the universe, they're like, we've been waiting for you. The credit will come, the relationships will come, the skill will come. Everything will answer you when you say, I'm ready to start. That's my message.
Powerful. success is only but a number of failures stacked up. Man, I love this. You are so phenomenal, Depe. Thank you for coming on, sharing your journey, your experiences, right? Having the courage, having the faith, because I hear a lot of faith in, like, you know, that the time you spend with your higher being, it is telling, right? It is shining, and that light that is shining from you is definitely inspiring to others. And so thank you for coming on again from the Juice Crew. We appreciate you. And we will have you back on sharing about your success as you move forward in this journey. So thank you.
I want to say thank you so much for giving me the privilege and opportunity to share what I've gone through and where I am and where I'm going to with you guys. And thank you for counting me worthy. I really, really appreciate it. And every one of you that, you know, got out of bed to listen to me, I hope I found something that you can use. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Well, go ahead.
I just want to say thank you as well, Depe, for being on here. As busy as you are, and we all are busy, but taking out your time, your valuable time to spend with us, to share with us your journey of what you've been through and what you want to do and where you want to go. Because you can be doing anything else and can be anywhere else, but you're here with us. And I greatly, greatly appreciate that. So thank you.
Thank you.
I almost got lost in the chat looking at all the great comments that you got, Depe. So inspiring, motivational. Just your words of choice, your energy, your belief system, your message that you just left today was what I needed to hear, and I'm sure other people needed to hear. He's like, life is a fight, you know what I'm saying? And as long as you believe that you can make it through, you know, those challenges, then that's just put one foot in front of the other and take it one day at a time. So thank you so much for jumping on today, Depe, getting up early and being on our show. I think you did a great job. And maybe when we have you on the next time, we can deep dive into some of the new constructions, like figure out like the process you had to go through to get the new construction going, who you had to have on your team, you know, then how you, like you mentioned a little bit about the funding part. And then I want to know what you sold it for too. Like how much did you sold it and your bottom line profit? We want to know everything. So all right. Well, thank you so much, Depe. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And if you are brand new, don't forget about the introduction coming up at 11:30, where Depe and everybody here on the Juice Show has been learning from. The introduction coming up with our very own Jerry Ruffin. So make sure you get somebody who's interested in real estate investing to that introduction so they can further see if this is something that they want to continue on with, which I highly encourage, that this is the correct community, the great opportunities, and the people that you're surrounded with will definitely help you. And I couldn't be happier. Depe, thank you again for taking time out of your day to share with us your story. We really appreciate you. Definitely be in touch. And this is how we build our relationships and our connections to help one another grow to get to that next level, because they say you can go far from alone, but you can go further and quicker with a group of people all working towards the same outcome. And it's all about helping other individuals. So once again, we really appreciate you. Thank you for taking time out to be in the community. And once again, everybody, you have been
Juice.
juice. All right. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you very much.
Yes. See you right after 10:30 Central.